way I'm passing up on the radio. Now, there's no warrant guarantee with it because I bought it from him, not from Flex. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Do you run AM at all? And what kind of feedback have you got if you do, use it on AM? How do people say it sounds?
I don't know. I've never ran it on AM. I'm just typically upper or lower sideband. That's my operation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed, especially about a month or two ago on 10 meters AM, to Europe, and just local ragchewing on AM on 10. It's like wearing an old shoe. And FM. I enjoyed FM on 10 meters. I was working through a repeater in the Swiss Alps, a 10-meter repeater. In fact, I worked a guy in Tampa, Florida, about 90 miles from me, and he was going through the repeater. I said, golly, we're doing this QSO the hard way.
Yeah, wow. Hey, tell me about your end-fed half wave. I just put one up, and I've been tinkering with it. Is it something you built or something you bought?
Oh, no, I love building my antennas. I got like a 2-element 10-meter Moxon, a 6-meter 2-element Moxon. So, yeah, I built it, and surprisingly enough, well, maybe not quite surprising, I don't know, because it's all magic. The thing tunes up really nice, no external tuner for 40, 20, 15, and 10. And it does credible on 6 meters. So I'm happy. I think it's just kind of a combination of a little bit of the length of it and a little bit of having the right coax to it. And, works well. It's not up very high. I'm going to say it's up maybe about 40 feet or so.
All right, so some specifics maybe. What's the ratio of the unon?
49 to 1.
And do you run a counterpoise and/or a current choke on the coax feed line, or do you ground the shield of the feed line?
Good questions. Not a separate counterpoise. Any counterpoise will be provided by the coax. And the coax run is probably about 120 feet, and right close to that is where I put the current choke just before it enters into the shack. Over.
Okay, and would you happen to know if that distance would be choking the antenna at a maximum current point?
To be honest with you, it should be a lot closer than that. I just didn't have the heart to cut the coax. So I put it where it was, at a convenient place before the box, feeds the last bit into the shack. And I was very happy with the results. So I said, all right, I'm not chasing this anymore. But works like a champ. And as you well know, when you're dealing with this kind of magic, you can breathe on it. You can run the coax off at a slightly different angle. You can put the current choke, move it 5 feet one way or the other, and things start changing. Maybe not so much on 40, but if you're trying to work the other bands without a tuner, things can get slippy-sloppy pretty quick.
Yeah, have you ever swept the antenna, or do you know what the 2-to-1 VSWR bandwidth is on your 40 meters?
Yeah, hold on a second, I'll tell you. I'd be able to bring that right up, and I know I have it on a spreadsheet here. I just got to find the right tab. My recollection, it was below 1.5 to 1 for almost the entire band, except the high end of the band crept up to about 1.6 to 1. And, you know, I'm not one of these guys that are trying to chase 1.2 to 1. It's just, you know, do the math.
Yeah, I got you. I swept this one with my analyzer, and what surprised me is similar results to you. Let's see here. On this band here, actually, I'm looking at my spreadsheet. I forgot to sweep the band for 2 to 1 Biswar on this antenna, on this frequency, on the NFED. But on 20, 10, and 15 meters, my 2 to 1 Biswar in kilohertz was 900 kilohertz wide. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Yeah, I know I've got this spreadsheet somewhere. Just what did I have everything organized. Or so it says, right? You know, it's one. You know, I put all my notes. I mean, like everything. My whole life is in one spreadsheet with labeled tabs. And when I say everything, I mean pretty much everything. Data on the antennas, SWRs, procedures for doing this, that, and the other thing. And it just takes me a while to go through all the tabs to find the one that says half-wave NFED, which I've just found.
Okay. Now, the antenna I'm on now, the half-square, my 2 to 1 Biswar is only 200 kilohertz wide.
Yeah, let's see here. All of 15 meters, I was under 1.2 to 1 for all of 15 meters. And that was a bit of a surprise for me.
Yeah, I know. Now, I'm running my configuration. This is, kind of an experiment. I kind of read a lot about this stuff, so I said, well, I did some antenna modeling, and I decided, due to the low height of this antenna, which is probably about 20, 25 feet off the ground, it's set up as basically a flat top. I decided to go with a 36 to 1 Ballon I bought from Ballon Design. And I started the antenna with 68 feet long and running a 7-foot counterpoint, which would be 0.05% wavelength on 40 meters, as some of the things I've read about. And then I did some tuning on the antenna wires, and it's now at 65 feet long, but the counterpoint is still 7 feet long. I do not have a counter mode choke on the coax at this time. I'm going to, Ballon Design sells a kit for a counter mode choke. They sell you the parts, you put it together. It's a lot cheaper than buying one that they put together. It's the same thing, it's just that you're assembling it, so you're not paying for his labor, over?
Oh, roger that. Yeah, I've got some of his stuff here. Makes quality stuff. A good guy. One of the good ones out there, and sometimes they're few and far between. WA3LXD.
Yeah, WA3LXDAB2UE. I'm Terry. What was your name?
Dave, Delta Alpha Victor Echo, Terry.
Okay, Dave, very good. Yeah, it's nice to have some, what I'll call semi-technical discussions about stuff. Do you do any antenna modeling?
I have before, but it's a fun process. I'll put it that much. Put it that way. But unfortunately, a lot of times the models just don't play. I don't have an ideal situation here. What with the structures? I live on a lake in the middle of the forest. And I'm going through tree limbs. I'm going by metal roof buildings. I got a 4-car garage that the wires are going over, and it's not a perfect world. Over. Actually, I do quite good with the equipment. 80 watts. I mean, amazing. And I think it's only because I'm right on the lake. I don't know what it is, 3,000-acre lake that I'm right on, it's right there in front of me. And that may have something to do with it. I have no idea. But it's a great location here. Over.
Yeah, anytime you're near water, that sounds like a great location to me for sure. Well, you know, I start out modeling the antennas in free space. That way, there's nothing that can interfere with the model because it's up in free space. Over?
Oh, absolutely correct. That's exactly the right way to do it. And then reality hits.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what the ground conductivity is, you know, unless you've got a ground conductivity meter, and it can vary from different parts of your yard, you know what I mean?
100% I know what you mean. That's what I mean. It's a nice exercise. It will certainly get you in the ballpark. It will tell you whether or not certain constraints, whether you'll be able to meet them or not, and doing some trade-offs. But, you know, the final resemblance, who knows? Actually, I think I just purchased, because I don't really have metal working capabilities in the shack here, and I don't really want to. So I purchased my first Yagi. I got a 6-meter Yagi. I've been only operating on 6 meters for the past 4 years with a dipole hanging from a tree with a pulley, so I can go vertical or horizontal or any point in between, you know, to bring its tail up. But just a pure quarter wave dipole, and I've worked all over the country because, as you know, when 6 meters is open, give me a bent fork and a rusty nail.
Yeah, I looked at 6 meters before I came on the 40 tonight, and most of the upper frequency bands were dead as a doornail, which I kind of sort of expected to some degree. I mean, other than 20, but the bands, you know, higher in frequency than 20, there was nothing happening.
Yeah, you're right. Well, this is the time of the season for 6 meters to be, you know, heating up a bit, and I had some really nice QSOs a couple of days ago, but earlier in the day. Up here from Florida up to Canada. In fact, I was talking with one guy in Canada. He said, you know, I haven't worked AM on 6 meters, so I'm going to QSY up to 50.4 megahertz. And I put a CQ out there on AM, and a guy came back to me immediately. And, you know, nice signal. And he was in Canada also. He'd been reading the mail when I was talking sidebands, and he said, hey, I hadn't worked AM on 6 either. So we both had some fun with it. Over.
Kilo 4 Romeo.
All right, Kilo 4 Romeo is recognized. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for allowing me to interrupt. I've been listening to you and enjoying the back and forth on your antennas, and I was hoping that you'd allow me to throw another dilemma into the mix. I put together a little SDR radio. It's a QRP rig. I am powering an amplifier with it, and I wondered how my audio sounded, how the audio was, because I've gone through a million menus, and I've no idea how I sound. This is KK4RR.
How well did you copy him, Dave?
I got part of it. I got to call KK4RR, and the QSB was eating them up. I was just switching over to another antenna to see if I could get them, and then I had some QRM on the frequencies at the same time. So tough copy. I don't know if he was copying me, so I'm going to throw it back to you, Terry.
All right, let's see. We'll try him again. KK4RR. Dave is trying to switch antennas. I'm going to do the same thing, so give us a little chatter. Over.
Roger. You know, I should be coming in stronger. I don't know why I'm not putting out more power than I am. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. This may help a little bit. This is KK4RR now pushing a whopping 150 watts. I was probably no more than about 5 or 6 before. Is this any better?
Oh, absolutely. KK4RR, WA3LXD. Yeah, you're up about a 5.9 now. Beautiful, you know. Thank you. I appreciate it. My ears appreciate it. Name's here, Dave, in north central Florida, in the Ocala National Forest. I'll throw it back to you to get your name.
Well, thank thank you, David. And I did not want to strain your ears, so I'm sorry. It's a new rig for me. A Hermes Light 2 Plus. It's an SCR radio that comes with a couple of circuit boards and a box, and you got to put it together and make the software work. And I've been struggling with that and the audio, and just had to know how it sounded because this is the first conversation I've had with the mic and radio put together. Go ahead.
What's your name?
My name is Rick, Romeo India Charlie King, and thank you so much, gentlemen, for letting me interrupt.
Okay, on your last transmission.
You're certainly welcome. Well, I'll let Terry comment, but from my ears, you've got quite a bit of distortion on the audio. I can't remember if that radio. Do you know what mode they're running the finals on? But I know they're going to be very touchy relative to the tuning in order to get your audio to get it linear enough for your audio. But let's get a comment from Terry. Are you hearing what I'm hearing?
I am, and I'm going to play back. I recorded him while he was talking, so I'm going to play it back. Stand by.
SDR radio that comes with a couple of circuit boards and a box, and you got to put it together and make the software work. And I've been struggling with that and the audio, and just had to know how it sounds. Yeah, thank you. That's bad. So I'm going to get off the air and try to figure out how to make this better. Gentlemen, thank you very much. This is KK4RR.
Okay, we didn't mean to run you off, but my ears have somewhere close to about a 25% distortion, so it's going to be tricky to get those things tuned up to be linear if it's the radio that I'm thinking it is. Over to you, Terry.
Yeah, Rick, are you running what's it called, Fetus?
Yes, I'm running Fetus.
All right, I've heard people talk on that Hermes Light 2 radio, but I don't know how to run Fetus. But you definitely got something out of whack there. That your audio is distorted, possibly overdriven. I don't know about compression or anything else or any other levels. ALC, I don't know what kind of meters you got there. But I don't know. Can you hear yourself when you transmit or the actual over-the-air audio when you're talking over?
Yes, I can hear myself on my monitor, but it sounds much worse coming through your radios. So it's bad. I know it's bad, and I need to work on it. I thought that I had all the mic and audio levels set correctly, but I've got some work to do. So, gentlemen, I'm going to bow out and hit it hard. This is KK4RR.
Yeah, well, I would say if you know anybody else that's running Fetus and that same radio, or maybe one that you might be able to talk to over the air, or maybe you can go into one of those web SDR sites and you can transmit, and then you can make adjustments and listen to yourself over.
Yes, I'll do that. And I have some friends who have this radio, and I know that theirs sounds very sweet, very nice indeed. So I'm going to try to make that happen. Gentlemen, 73, I won't take up any more of your time. Thanks for your efforts. This is KK4RR. All the best.
KK4RR 73. See, you asked for what you sound like, and I gave it to you. Anyway, take care, and good luck.
Yes, that recording meant a lot. Thank you so much for KK4RR.
Every time you hear me on the air to break in, no problem at all. KK4RR, nice to meet you, Rick, and good luck with your project, WA3LXD, and back to you, Terry.
Now, I'm presuming this radio reproduces, this digital recorder reproduces whatever my noise floor sounds like here, with his audio. Did the recording sound like him being live? Was it live or was it memorized?
I wasn't listening to it that close. It was certainly suitable for use. It conveyed the message. You know, it was a fine playback. Pretty faithful for what I heard. And you know, well, anyway, yeah, he's got a little work to do. Those things.